In the scene where you're filming the plane, which kind of which you had seen in the end of the previous episode, was that all done? People might think, oh, you somehow sneakily filmed those scenes while you were filming the end of the previous episode, but presumably not.
No. I see a pained look on Mark Gatiss' face. I can't imagine what he's going to say.
No, it's really the height of that set. But as Sherlock Holmes himself says, for a tall man to take a foot off his height is no laughing matter. I really did do most of it like that. Because we recreated the plane. We couldn't get Bruce Dickinson's jet.
Well, just half of it, actually, wasn't it? Half.
Yeah, that was
what
a
I
long
think
day.
is amazing is that's not the airstrip. You know, it looks identical to the one in Bristol, and it was just at the back of the studio.
Wow.
I mean, it looks properly identical, doesn't it? And there's no plane on it.
And just a bit of the door.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all there is.
That shot is
And it was really icy, wasn't
just,
it? I remember it being
just
really
a
icy
doorway.
that day. It was
very
very
persuasive.
precariously slipping, I remember.
And a brilliant wig.
A wig, because Paul's Benedict's hair was
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he kept saying in interviews that how thrilled he was not to have his frizzy hair, and that he could have just it slicked back in the period version. Then you had to.
As you know, that was Benedict's first and only response to the idea. Can I have a haircut?
It was a brilliant wig.
It was a great wig,
really
actually.
tell,
Yeah, it was really good.
But see, now we've got that amazing mask from the Empty Hearse. We've got a brilliant wig. Benedict's not available.
Yeah.
He's asleep.
Anyone can.
He'll be very passive.
And then he can just do voiceover.
But CGI help. We could get
Like Nero Wolfe, you could solve from his bed.
This could be the perfect new guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In bed with Sherlock.
Totally. What was the hardest scene to film? Was there a scene? I'm thinking of the slow motion scene on the street where Lestrade was explaining the case. It seemed like a pretty spectacular moment, just with as of extras in the background, and presumably CGI kind of period street.
That wasn't the hardest, I don't think. No, it was the Reichenbach fall was definitely the hardest, I think. Because of the amount we had to do in the time, it was a really full day.
Was it?
And obviously, as Sue says, logistically, carriages, horses. There was a very big day of in Bristol of the traffic back and forth at the beginning, and that's just literally green screen one side of the street, and then you green screen the other, and the same people go the other way. Creates a mass of people, but God, it's time consuming.
But those scenes as well, when Sherlock's flat rooms were put actually outside into the street. They were, we were filming at night outside the club, and that just felt very long, because we had to do loads of different shots and cutaway shots. And
I think the hardest thing of that was the lighting, because you're using outside light, and then you've got to make it feel like it's inside. That was a balance. No.
That was one of my favourite bits in the show, actually, was when you're in Sherlock's room with Moriarty and then it starts to move and it's like the plane landing. That for me was like a real,
that was brilliant.
This is so good, what's going to happen now? And then it lands. It was so good.
So did you really not remember we'd sat and explained the plot to you in advance? It's good that you
No, I kind of block things out. It's a good job because I know
things like Sherlock.
I know I did know
Blind.
what was happening in the full series. Not a clue now. It's all gone. It's all fallen out.
Mark and Stephen talking.
Thankfully, but it's good though, because I do tend to spill the beans a bit, so it's very good that I can't actually remember.